It's tough to be sure when the going's getting tough. So if I went, was sure that I had had enough. I hit the road, content that I was going home. But little did I know that all roads lead to Rome. I took it slow, I should have flew. I should have known that you had nothing to do. More than you know, more than I knew. I was convinced that it was you, but I was mistaken. I won't try to do it all, 'cause it's all been done. I know I got to take another view. And though the chances seem to be 1 in a million, the 1 in every few.
In the last episode, we hung out with our new fans after the Nizhny gig. Richard maintained his foul-mouthed rants while fixing Stan as our security detail kept guard. Then we drove to Arzamas with little sleep and were told that no tickets had been sold for the concert because we were just a pretend Western band. Nick spoke to a local, word got out, and we walked out to a sold-out concert after we told Richard he was full of shit. We got the crowd dancing and Brian ripped off his shirt at the end and sprayed the front row with a healthy dose of man sweat. And we ended the concert with a kick-ass encore of Slow Down, which was ironic because we were full of energy and everyone had sped up. We are now at the halfway mark of the tour and heading from Arzamas to Kazan, with the road trips getting longer and less straightforward. We stayed at this bungalow with a friend of Igor's and drank some good vodka, and we were given some of the best vodka Russia had to offer, which we saved and opened back in Amsterdam to celebrate the tour afterwards. This is the map of the next leg of the tour, and of course there were no Google Maps back in those days. We should have gone back towards Nizhny Novgorod for the quickest route, but Igor had been told to go this other way via Ulyanovsk, which meant we would have to catch a ride on a ferry with Stan. We could have used a bridge somewhere on the Volga River that had been built nearby in recent years, but we weren't aware of that. It was more of an adventure this way, and I think the ferry ride was much more interesting. As you can see in this photo, Stan was parked behind a horse and cart on the boat, which wasn't something we saw every day in Amsterdam. These are the quirky contradictions that become indelibly stamped in your mind when travelling to unfamiliar places. The Volga River is the biggest in Russia, fast, scenic and full of life. This location was a major area for catching sturgeon and extracting the caviar, which is getting much harder to get these days, but we had plenty to eat on the tour, and I learnt later that the caviar wasn't extracted from a fish's arse, which was a big relief.
Okay, after the gig, everybody's boosted like hell.
Well, just to be quite honest, my boy.
Arzaman. After the gig, Arzaman in the dressing room. Nick is listening to the tape. Checking it out.
Meow. Meow.
We're all fucking tired now. This is it, we need to sleep like 10 hours.
What a gig again.
Cream is pretty quiet.
As you might, you never.
You calling? Yes, I was calling.
You know we've only spent about $100 while we've been here. Out of, I had 1,260 I think it was. 400 for the video, and I've still got 1,100 left. About 150
Igor. Yeah.
Any beer?
And I'm fucked. I'm just totally, completely fucked. My face is terrible. Just going to show Jeffrey's horribly tired, ragged face. Still looks pretty cute.
Nah, it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
I just really.
Except he's something's wrong here.
Definitely wrong here.
We're on the river of Volga now. Towards Kazan.
We arrived in Kazan late for the gig and we had to postpone it to the following night, which left some disappointed concert goers at the venue. Unfortunately, we don't have a video recording of the Kazan gig, so I can only describe that it was the wildest gig of the tour. At the time, Kazan was one of the most dangerous cities in Russia because of the emergence of local street gangs dubbed as the Kazan phenomenon, and it is why the organisers had us staying in a hotel nearly an hour out of town. At the venue, which was the Kazan Federation University, we had nearly a dozen security lining the front of the stage. After we started our first song, there was a big surge from the crowd pushing towards the stage, and the private security team pushed back on them. It was an adrenaline-pumping, pants-shitting moment, and we weren't sure what the outcome would be at first. I don't think we were under any threat, and it was more driven by their enthusiasm for the music. Well, at least that is what I would like to think. Other than some sound issues, it was a good concert and we all had a good time.
Happening. River Volga to Kazan. Yeah, tough guy.
You've got a girl's camera. Hey, Jeffrey. Crossing the Volga.
That's where we came from. Beautiful bridge. And this is a very big river, so it's very big. That's where we came from. We came from Arzamas. We're going to Kazan now, have a gig tonight. 4 gigs in a row, it's unbelievable. It's a new walking tall record. This is a very beautiful river, it's very, very wide. Ongelooflijk, al zeg ik het zelf. It's pretty unbelievable. That's probably Kazan. Not sure, it could be Kazan.
Kazan gig, totally fucked, excellent crowd, good gig, bit sloppy, but another one bites dust.
Yeah, every gig's a little crazier.
Crazy crowd.
Every gig's a little crazier. Hard to believe.
Yeah, next time we should try to concentrate on getting the music a bit more together.
Yeah.
Not too much because you still got to jump around because that's what they want. And we're here to give them what they want, aren't we, Igor?
You can only keep.
No, sorry,
I said we're here to give them what they want.
I think it's just a case.
That's our job,
Yeah.
basically.
It's a bit of case of
without
sleep.
pandering.
Oh no, of course. I mean,
Because
Nick.
99%
Nick.
of pander or condescending.
It is a case of sleep. I mean, you can only keep running on that adrenaline on shows so long, you know. And we did it 3 times in a row. The 4th time's pushing it a bit.
it's a bit ridiculous. So yeah, I'm going to change
You
strings.
got any comments? You
Yeah, I'm going to change strings after this gig. We'll start a new cycle with a new set of strings.
okay? This was Kazan. Totally.
Great. The only thing that kept the crowd back was the soldiers, and I said let's get some crowd control because they were just about to storm the stage at one point.
They were.
They were
I was
coming right up.
worried about it. Actually, I thought
They were
it was-
touching my feet and my guitar and everything. It just was nuts. And it was like in the second song.
Almost 1,000 people here, dudes. And I'm off the planet.
Yeah.
Real Amsterdam.
No, it was Kazan. Yeah, good. English yeah. Yeah, French, very, yeah, that's good, nice and rich.
And I will try to explain what
Well, it's very concentrated food.
Amsterdam.
Keep you going for a few hours.
met
Saved their asses today, I think. Hey, Jeff.
Такой фаллический символ Голландии, да?
Такие белые фигуры.
Не, ну классно.
He also
Yeah,
looks like a prick.
Yeah.
Well, he's taking
And the soft drink. And the soft drink.
Ik heb een hele harde dag terug. Dan weet je zelf donders goed. Maar ja, dan heb jij wel lekker een vodka. Nee, ik gooi net een vodka achterover. Gek hoor. Arme Nick. Een meisje kijkt me aan, jongen. Arme Nick. En ik moet Nederlands praten, want ze vertalen alles hier al in het Russisch. De asshole. Ja, je moet wel dat meisje van mij op de video nemen. Hè?
Ja, eerst even die meid van mij, ja?
Ja, lekker dingen.
Mooi oog, ja.
Ja, ik mag het niet meer zeggen. Best organized until now.
Yeah, it is.
That's for sure.
Yeah. For history, yeah, of course. Only for history.
Really history. Memory.
It's enough.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not so great.
After the concert, we returned to the hotel and had a smashing after party there with some invited guests. Jeff met his wife Veronica on this night, and who would have thought an innocent little arm-locked toast and a lingering snog would lead to a life in Holland together with their 2 sons. As was typical of our hosted dinners, the vodka and cognac flowed freely, and there was a constant intermingling of languages, which presented no barrier to us having a good time and making new friends. Later after dinner, we all went to the indoor swimming pool for some healthy exercise and detox treatment. This is a photo of Brian, Igor and Snoopy, the sauna keeper, after a healthy vodka drinking session in the pool area. The hotel is now a medical and health resort.
Amsterdam. Oh, yeah. You see it?
You should.
You should. In Amsterdam, you have a lot of watering town, and you have this nice buildings. And then this is the walking side. You know, this is for women. Yeah. It's not that a man can do it by himself.
Ah, this guy.
I like that guy.
Jeffrey. Jeffrey, later get the heartbeat.
Yeah, the heartbeat. Remember the heartbeat? You missed it. He does a pantomime heartbeat with his whole body.
Yeah, no, I was in the sauna, yeah.
Get it on video.
Oh yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
Before and after a lot of these concerts, we did newspaper and the odd radio interviews, and the next show in Toliati was filmed for television, which was just crazy considering our near anonymous status back in Holland. We didn't even have a rider. But we weren't complaining, and just to clarify that even though we didn't make any money from the tour, all our expenses were covered while we were in Russia, with a bit of spending money, and there really wasn't much to buy. The experience was beyond monetary gain, and we met so many good people who were more than generous with their hospitality, and there was never any question about our safety.
But
Circus is
still have pain of that Moscow party.
The biggest guy in Moscow.
Yeah.
Pull out.
Yeah, he beat him.
Oh yeah, the arm wrestling.
We all have a fond connection to Russia, and I would not hesitate to return given the opportunity. Well, I did the following year, in '93, go back to Moscow for Richard's wedding to the girl in the Moscow after party who was sticking her tongue out. Her name was Natasha, and I finally got to travel to St. Petersburg because it had been cancelled on our tour due to us running out of time. Igor still holds Clearwater Rock Festivals every year in Nizhny Novgorod, and the band would love to go back for a visit to one of them, or even play a song or two. But it seems that the world's political powers continue to manifest aggression between each other, while us ordinary folk navigate the waters of diplomatic relations with much better outcomes and lasting friendships, in a country that we are not even free to visit at the present time. Maybe they should try a war with squirt guns. Well, that's it for now. Hopefully I will see you in the next episode when we travel to Tolyatti, which is Russia's car-making capital and home of the Lada. До свидания.
But we have to do it maybe.
Let's go for a swim. Let's go for a swim.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
You know what I mean? Night like that could be the last night of this tour.
I don't want to stop
Like that.
Why?
Because
Why?
from night to night, better and better.
I want to keep it
Closer and closer.
Why? Igor.
To the end.
Igor. Igor.
And every night that gets better comes closer and closer to the end of the tour. And that is...
Next 4 gigs left, man.
Yeah.
We are over the hill.
The next tour is like his idea. Instead of playing one night every time, we play 2, maybe 3. It's much more relaxed.
Yeah, it depends on success in each city. For example, next to like
Pretty good.
Ranch,
It's
for
going pretty
example,
good.
it could be. I'm not sure. It could be.
Well, we want to get a record.
Yeah, we will do it.
And then we know.
And that's why now one thing about distribution.
Well, I've had it up to here with alibis. With everything I hear, that comes as no surprise. If there were change, then I could see a better way. But ain't it strange? Tomorrow looks like yesterday. What's it take?